Hey everyone, ChibiChonk here. I've been getting a lot of questions about my hair. I recently went through a hair transformation and I thought I'd make a quick video to kind of go over the process that I went through and the products that I'm using. Before I start, I just want to say I purchased all of these products with my own money and that I have not been compensated for any of the products or sent any of the products. Purchased them all on my own. These are all my own opinions based on my own experience. If you want to read more about the whole process, you can go to our website and that will be linked down below. So first things first, I have had red and black hair for about 4 years now, and I wanted to maintain the red and black look. The problem is my roots are now turning gray. I just turned 40 a week ago, and the roots have become a real problem. I also had shoulder surgery back in February, so reaching up and doing my own hair has been a challenge, to say the least. So I decided I am at a point in my life that I need to stop committing the ultimate hair sin and start paying a professional to do my hair. So I have had all sorts of different hair colors. Let's go ahead and look at some of the colors I used to rock. So before I worked at a law firm, I had hot pink hair, and I had blue hair, and I had purple hair, which I somehow don't seem to have a picture of. So I am no stranger to different hair colors. All of this I did on my own. I committed, like I said, committed the ultimate hair sin and was bleaching my own hair. I do not recommend it anymore. Now that I have had it done professionally, just go see a professional and get your lightening done, people. Just don't do it yourself. Just don't. So that, I've had all sorts of different hair colors. My product of choice used to be Manic Panic, and it is a semi-permanent kind of gel color that you can put in your hair. It's not permanent, so it washes out over time. So again, no stranger to coloring the hair. It's just one of my forms of self-expression, and love having crazy hair colors. But I do work in a law firm, so I can't have blue or hot pink or green or any of those cool colors anymore. So I wanted to maintain what I had, but at the same time, I needed a style that was less maintenance. So when I decided that I was going to hire a stylist, what I did was I went and Googled all of the local salons and picked the salon that I thought had the best reviews. And from that point, I looked at all of their current stylists and I stalked all of their social media, their Instagram, their Facebook. I went and researched every single style that they did. So I kind of had an idea of where their wheelhouse was in. Knowing that I wanted a lot of color done, I found a stylist that not only had very similar hair to me, very frizzy and kind of not quite curly, but wavy, with some curl when our hair is natural. I picked her because I thought, hey, if you pick anyone, it should be someone who knows how to deal with your hair. And also her coloring and her highlighting and everything was just on point. Great. So stylists out there, if you happen to be watching this, social media, man, because we do it. We stalk your social media. So after I picked her, I sent her this picture. And this is what I originally wanted done. Again, the roots were the issue. So I wanted to kind of go back to my natural dark brown with it gradually fading into a red. This isn't the color that I wanted, but this was the style that I wanted. So I sent this to her on her social media and she's like, let's have a consultation. So if you're going to get a total hair makeover, I totally recommend going in for a consultation so you know what you're getting into. And that way the stylist has a chance to explain to you whether what you want is even doable. So went to my consultation and I totally did not end up with this, because as I watched her doing this beautiful updo, I fell in love with her hair. She had this orange copper hair that the more I looked at it, the more I wanted it. So by the time I sat in her chair to discuss what I wanted, I just looked up at her and I said, I want your hair. And she's like, well, that's simple enough. And so we ended up with where I am at now. This is the before. Notice how bad my hair is, right? So at this point, I hadn't lightened it myself. I hadn't put Manic Panic in it for about 5 months, probably. And you can see where it's grown out. You can see where it's, you know, my own highlighting is splotchy and it looks horrible. And the last person that cut my hair was supposed to put layers in it. And I don't know what that person did, but it looks horrible. So after 4 hours and a lot of work, this is what I ended up with. Now, notice that it kind of has like a pink hue to it. And so what I gather is I had been using this very red Manic Panic semi-permanent color for years, for about 4 years. And so when she started lifting the color out of my hair, some of it was turning pink. And I don't think there was any way to avoid that except waiting to get my hair done months and months later. I hadn't put color in it, so we didn't think it was an issue, but it lifted a little bit pink. And you can tell in this picture that there's kind of this red pinkish hue to it. And she told me it will wash out eventually, and it did. So that's the before and after of my hair. And so after about 3 weeks, I had my 40th birthday. And this is what it looked like after it's settling down, I guess you can say. So notice it's more kind of a brownish auburn color, which is fine. I still love her work. It's great. But it wasn't really that orangey, bright color of her hair that I really wanted. So here we are now. This is what my hair looks like now. And notice it is a complete different color than just a couple weeks ago. Okay. And so the product I was using before was something that you can only purchase at a salon. And it is Euphora Copper Revive. And so it gave it more of that kind of auburny color. And this is a great product. I like the way it smells too. You know, I used it every other shampoo. And it did its job. I liked it just fine. Another product that I had purchased along with it was the shampoo, which I got this. Can you see? Can't really see because of the lighting. There we go. So it's Euphora. Again, only can purchase at a salon. And it's curl-in enhancing shampoo. I was just using drugstore shampoo, and this is what she used and suggested to me. Within a week, I noticed a difference in my hair. You can expect to pay $20 or $30 a bottle on either of those. They're expensive. Some would say $20 to $30 on a bottle is not expensive, but it is for me. So even though I got beautiful color from this and I got a lot of compliments, it still wasn't as bright as I wanted. So that's when I considered Overtone. And again, I'm not being compensated for my review or anything like that. And this really isn't a review. It's just to tell you that I've used it and I like it and I recommend it. But I get a lot of targeted ads just like everyone else. And Overtone constantly comes up on my Facebook feed. So I thought, well, I know they have crazy colors. Maybe they have a copper that is a little brighter. And so I invested in Overtone, trying to get the camera to, I think that's as good as it can. There we go. Overtone Ginger. And this was a direct ad that they must have read my mind and knew that I was looking for a different product. And they had a picture of the ginger, and I was just like, hey, I really like that. So this is what it looks like. It is it's a 15-minute color depositing conditioner, and it looks like this. And it smells very minty. I like the way it smells. I've noticed all of the products that I have kind of have a minty smell to it, which doesn't bother me. It's better than a chemical smell. But yes, so I got the Overtone and ginger, and I literally just used it this morning. I left it in, I put it on dry hair, left it in for 15 to 20 minutes. It says you can leave on as little as 5 minutes. And I guess that would just depend on how light your hair is. But I left it on for 15 or 20. I lost count. I wasn't really timing. And you wash it out with warm or hot water. You don't have to use cold water. You know, it used to be back when you'd get any semi-permanent, you have to use cold water. It just rinses out. Something about hot water helps activate the product in it or whatever. Something I read on their FAQ. I also picked up the Overtone Daily Conditioner, and it has that same minty smell, and it just helps you maintain the color. I like both products. They will stain. I will say that. You can't really tell. Can you tell on the bottle? No, I have too many lights on. The bottle stained. Basically, I don't use gloves in the shower, and so when I grab the bottle, it deposits on the bottle. But it is a really good product. I really like it. So it says to use this guy once a week. I don't know that I'll be doing it once a week, maybe once every other week. I don't mind the color fading a little bit. I think it just adds dimension to your look. You know, one week it's a little bit lighter, the next week it's a little brighter. But I also use the daily conditioner, I think every other time. I don't use it. I haven't been using it every wash. So those are the products I've been using to maintain this hair. And I love the color, and I just love the contrast of it. One thing I did want to kind of go over is expectations. So you see all of these great pictures on Overtone and how much Overtone can do, but be realistic. My hair looks the way that it does because I paid a professional a lot of money to do it correctly. And she did an excellent, wonderful job. This is something that I could not have done on my own. The way that it's blended, and I could not have done that on my own. So realize that some of the professional advertisement pictures, they had a lot of professional work, underlining work before they added the Overtone. So don't expect to buy a I think it's $26 or $23 jar of Overtone and expect to all of a sudden have highlights and lowlights in your hair, because that's not how it works. I think that pretty much sums everything up. If you have any comments or questions, put them down below. Otherwise, see you next time.